100% rotation proof Zacian box? Well, let's give this thing a try. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sable Eyes. I'm Mitch, and today you're going to be checking out a very, very interesting Zacian deck which has been provided to me by one of my mates, Sam. He's been putting this together. It's a really, really cool list, and the best thing is that it's actually 100% rotation proof. So you could theoretically pick this deck up now and play it for the next year and have absolutely no problems at all. So it's good. There are some things that I would improve, but if you're looking for like a semi-budget option, it's not like budget because it's got Zacians in it, but you know, if you're looking for a deck that's good that you can play for 8 months, 9 months, then this will do the job. We'll jump onto PTCGO and check it out. Struggling with my intro. Like the video. Do it! Only 2 rows on this deck list. It's a pretty simple one to talk about, really. It's focused in around our Zacian V. We've got 4 copies of this card here. Brave Blade is an incredibly good attack, 230 damage for 3 metal energy. Next turn, our Zacian can't attack, but that's not that big of a deal. We've got Intrepid Sword as well, which is probably one of the best abilities in the game at the moment. At the end of our turn, if we choose to, instead of attacking, we can draw 3 cards, and any metal energy that we find there we can attach to this Zacian. It means we're really consistent in the early game, and we also have a way of accelerating metal energies. We're going to combine that with things like Turbo Patch and also Metal Saucer to be able to put a ton of metal energy from the discard pile into play as quickly as possible, so that we can attack with multiple Zacians and win games using Brave Blade over and over. Now you might say, Brave Blade isn't quite enough. 230 damage doesn't take knockouts on lots of big Pokemon. Well, that's why we're going to have a 4/4 line of Galarian Berserker. The Steely Spirit ability in this particular card means that every attack that your metal Pokemon deal 20 more damage. So instead of 230, if we have 1 Berserker, it'll be 250. We open multiples from there, 270, 290, even 310 if we have that many Berserkers in play. 290 is normally going to be enough to take a knockout on all of the tag teams in the format. And plus, your Zacian is going to be half-hitting all VMAXs. On top of that, if you do come up against VMAXs, we also have Zamazenta V. There are 2 copies of this card in the deck. Dauntless Shield means that we won't be able to be damaged by any of those VMAXs. So if you can't one-shot it, you may as well just power up a Zamazenta and get that attacking. Assault Tackle for 130 damage is also really, really strong. Discarding special energy is good. Plus you get that extra damage from the Berserker. 150, 170, 190 damage. That's going to be half-hitting almost everything in the format. So definitely a good little inclusion there. The only card that we can't deal with is really Decidueye, but Aegislash-V with Sonic Edge will do that quite comfortably. 130 damage goes through that quite well, and will also take a knockout on a Decidueye with a Berserker in play. So if you have 1 in one-shot of Decidueye, and you have absolutely no problems. Now, there is no consistency Pokemon in this deck, so no Dedenne, no Crobat. Those cards could potentially be added in if you have them. I would recommend using 1 or 2 of them, because it'll give you a little bit of extra speed, but I decided to play it with just this list here, because I know that Crobats and Dedennes are quite expensive, plus Dedenne would mean that this deck wouldn't be rotation-proof. Instead, we've got 4 copies of Pokegear, you could cut those down. We've got 4 copies of Boss, you could cut those down. And we also have 4 Marnie and 4 Research as well to draw through our deck as quickly as possible. There's lots of things that you could do to improve this deck as well, but as a core concept, silly as it sounds, it actually works pretty well. So I would recommend giving it a crack. It's not too hard to build, especially if you're looking for, like, these kind of cards come up super easy. They're promos. Zacians are promos, right? You can get promo Zacians. You can get promo Zamazentas. It's not too hard to find them. And, yeah, Aegislash you can just get from your most recent Vivid Voltage pack. So, not too tough. I'll take it onto the ladder. We've got a few games with this one, because it tends to win almost got through that entire take without stuffing up. It tends to win games pretty quickly. Alright, we're playing a game here, our first game with our metal box, our Zacian box, whatever you want to call it. We've got an Aegislash in the active and a Zacian. Chose to put that on the bench because we do want to keep that going. We don't know what we're playing against, although to be fair, it does look like it might be Eternatus. So we can deal with that. Both of these attackers are reasonable in this situation. We've got a pretty slow start here. Just Intrepid Sword, and as long as we get, there we go, 1 energy, we should be fine. So we have ourselves an attack next turn, and we're going to be drawing some cards. That Meowth, very, very strong as well. I didn't mention, actually, in the intro that the Meowth also allows you to do a little bit of stuffing around with discards, because you can discard 2 cards to find Berserker with the Meowth that we've got in this deck, which is really, really good. It means that in hands like this, where you wouldn't be able to discard an energy, you can get rid of the energy in hand by searching with the Meowth, and then use a card like Metal Saucer before researching. So it's definitely worth a look. It looks like we're playing against like a Weavile version of some dark boxy type deck here. I don't know exactly what it is. That boss is pretty good. We will Evolution Roar, get rid of the Metal and also the Turbo. The Turbo Patch, we'll get rid of that. I don't think we're going to grab this. I think we can Metal Saucer. We'll get that energy onto the Zacian. We will switch into the Zacian, and then we can research. There's an argument there. Maybe we could have bossed out the Crobat, but I think it's better to just get myself set up as quickly as possible. This looks like a pretty good hand to have. We can Brave Blade, take a knockout here, get a prize, and then next turn we'll be ready to do a lot of damage. So we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. There's a Turbo Patch, that's cool. If we somehow do get knocked out, then we can potentially power up the Zacian that's in the active pretty quickly. It's a good thing about Turbo Patch as well, is you can use it whilst your Pokemon is in the active, which Metal Saucer can't do. And it looks like they're going to fill their hand up fresh as well. It is an Eternatus deck, but they've got this this Weavile as well, so it's kind of an interesting version, maybe slightly less consistent, but potentially more powerful, I'm not entirely sure. There's a VMAX for next turn. They must have a Crobat in hand already. There we go. And they're going for a Turbo Patch as well. Now, this could be really big for us. They don't choose to use it. Not choose to use it. They don't get heads. What am I talking about? They don't get to choose whether you flip coins or not. They don't get the heads on the energy, but they're probably going to move this energy off of the Weavile here, knowing that they could get knocked out. We're in an interesting spot here. We could take 2 prizes next turn. They're actually going to move them both onto the 1 Eternatus. That's interesting. That's very interesting. That is very, very interesting. Let's see what we get off of Pokegears here. Research, that would be good. Boss's Orders, not great. I don't want to get rid of those. Let's Evolution Rule, get rid of the boss and the Turbo Patch to get ourselves a second Berserker. And we're looking for, like, Switch and Energy and also a Metal Patch or something like that. It's going to be awkward off of this money. We'll see what we can do. Quick Ball, Metal Saucer. Okay. We don't have any energy in the bin yet. We're going to need to just pass here, I think. We'll just, like, attach to this Zacian at the bottom here and then Intrepid Sword. I think that's all we realistically need to do. We could Quick Ball one of these Metal Sources. I think it's better to just Intrepid Sword. We can just draw a bunch of energies. We're only going to put 1 on the Zacian. A couple of extra. Can't complain about that. Means we've got an attack next turn. Their Weavile isn't going to be able to do too much in the active. They might get a knockout on the Zacian. If they do, then we can get Zamazenta or something similar and put that into the active and make them deal with a Zamazenta with their Eternatus, which they won't want to do, because Eternatus VMAX is obviously a very, very powerful... What are they doing? They had a VMAX. Oh, I Marnied them. They've got nothing. Alright, so we just knock them out and win, right? We'll play down a Zamazenta. We'll attach an energy. We Quick Ball away the Metal, grab a Zacian, because we don't need that anymore. There's something in my eye, and it's really, really hurting. Oh, my goodness. Then I guess we can just like research, because we're going to take a knockout here. We've got heaps of stuff. Look at this. We've got so much stuff. We can play the Air Balloon off the active, so the next time we can retreat. We can Brave Blade, take the knockouts. 3 more prizes to take. And we're in a very dominant position here if they can't do anything. Getting another Zacian. We don't need one of those. Boss's Orders is good, though. Could potentially knock that Eternatus out next turn, or... if we find ourselves in a spot where they knock us out, we can put some damage on them and then catch them as they retreat next turn, because they will want to get out of the active. So we've got everything that we need. Just a matter of sitting back and waiting for our opponent now. Because, yeah, we've put them in a position that's pretty much untenable. Victory, and there you go. We've managed to win. Let's go again. That was a short one. Alrighty, second game now. Not a great start. This one, we do not have Zacian, so that's bad. And we're up against a Zacian deck on our opponent's side of the field as well, which is not good for us. If it's ADP Zacian, we may lose. It's ADP. We might lose, but that's okay. You don't have to win every game. Come on, you don't have to win every time. It's impossible to win every time. It'd just be unrealistic. Intrepid Sword, we might be able to win here, guys. We might give ourselves a chance. Not likely. Another research. This is not good. I guess we like research because then the energy is attached to our is in our discard pile, so we could potentially get a knockout with something else. This is where like a Dedenne would be super good, but that's okay. We don't need a Dedenne. I think I play down the Zacian, and then I think I want to like just Intrepid Sword. Part of me was kind of like, maybe I should quick ball away the metal, but if I quick ball away the metal, then I potentially miss out on the knockout next turn. Now, if they gust knockout Zacian, then that's bad. That's bad. This is what I said you shouldn't do. I said you shouldn't do this. I guess on the plus side, they're not using their GX attack. So we could come back here, right? Because ADP is actually a really clunky and awful deck when it's not winning the game with 2 knockouts. There goes an Aegislash. More while, so they're going to try and pin some basics to the ground here. Are you fool? We don't have any basics in our hand. We just have garbage. Alright, so what we're looking for is we're looking for another energy accelerating cut. So like Metal Saucer or Turbo Patch. If we get that off the top deck, that'd be sweet. Oh! Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. Metal Saucer, attach. Sweet. Oh, we can quick ball. Grab ourselves the Meowth. Right, play the Meowth down because we want to get ourselves an extra like damage modifier at some point. Then we're gonna money. Give ourselves a fresh few more cards. I kind of want to hold on to this switch. Boss, what do I want? I think I just want a knockout. Let's just take the knockout. We could have gone for another Meowth there. We don't need it. We don't need it. Take the knockout. Get the prizes. Our opponent is unlikely to take the knockout to win the game, or to win a game. What am I doing? They're never going to win the game. They've got 4 prizes left. They are unlikely to do anything other than GX this turn, if they do anything. Crushing Hammer they don't get, which is good because it means we can get another attachment down. If they get the GX attack off this turn, they're still not likely to be able to take a knockout because we don't play those Crobats and Dedennes. But if they get the GX attack off, then they've at least got a route to victory. We have an attack on one of their benched Pokemon next turn. We can Gust, switch into the Zamazenta, attach an energy, and retreat manually. And that means we've got ourselves pretty much everything that we need. If we can knock out that Zacian on the bench, that would be great, especially if it gets an energy attached to it. If they can't do anything and just have to Intrepid Sword here, that would be great. Oh, attach an energy. Waste the energy. Yes! Alright, here we go. Let's not do anything silly. Let's not do anything silly. Let's just think this through. We're going to play down the Meowth. We're going to switch into the Zamazenta. Right? We're going to attach the energy to Zamazenta. We're going to retreat the Zamazenta into the Zacian again to reset the Brave Blade. We'll quick ball away, I don't know, the Pokegear. It doesn't really matter. We can grab ourselves another Meowth. That means that next turn we can get a bunch of Berserkers if we'd like it. I'm going to Gust out the Zacian. And then we Brave Blade, take the knockout, 2 prizes. We need 1 more knockout to win the game here. They're likely to leave the ADP in the active. If they do, we need to find ourselves a bit of stuff. Let's have a think here. If they leave the ADP in the active, we're doing 230. With 1 Berserker, it's 250, 270, 290. 3 Berserkers. We've got 3 Meowths in play. So if we can get in and out of the active and get 3 Berserkers, we can win the game this turn. Alright, let's try it. Air Balloon. That's pretty big. Do I attach it or do I discard it? I think I attach it. Probably should have discarded it, actually. We can Evolution Roar here. We'll get rid of the Marnie and the Energy, because then we can Metal Sorcerer it onto the Zamazenta. We can play... Actually, what I should have done is I was looking for Switch, right? Oh my god. This has actually been very poorly played. This is okay. We can get the energy onto the Zamazenta, then we research. We need Switch and energy. Cool. Cool. We found a Berserker as well. Evolution Roar gets rid of an energy and a Meowth. We can get a third Berserker. Then we can switch into the Zamazenta, or we can retreat into the Zamazenta and then switch. We give ourselves the ability to attack again, go onto the Berserker instead, and then Brave Blade for 290 damage. Goodbye, ADP. You should have probably used your GX attack a little bit earlier, but you went for the greedy play, and you lost. Alrighty, we'll give you one more game here. We've got a Meowth, which is not an ideal start. And we've got no other Pokemon, which is not an ideal start. What do I do? Do I just attach to the Meowth and then... I guess this is fine? I mean, we're playing against Colossal, so they're not likely to take a knockout next turn, but this is really bad. It's okay, because if we have to, we can attach an energy to the Meowth and then manually retreat it, and we've at least got energies in the discard pile to be able to get energies onto other stuff. So it's not like it's the end of the world. They're going into their Jirachi here. Colossal's a really good deck, by the way. I'm really enjoying playing Colossal just for fun in that league and stuff like that. I think it's definitely worth a look in. Oh, I didn't mention any of the Rapid or Single Strike stuff. That's the comment question of the day. Which one do you like the best? It's Rapid Strike, right? We're getting Marnied here. This is really bad. We're going to get Marnied into even worse cards. I'm going to need a shoehorn in comment question of the day into another game, because this one's going to be over. Okay. Air Balloon, Quick Ball, hit the heads on Crushing Hammer. I've never wanted that before. Oh, the one time I want heads. Oh! Hit the heads. Put the energy in the discard pile for me. Cool. That's alright. Here we go. Oh, got the Metal Saucer over the top. That's alright. Air Ball into the active. Quick Ball, get rid of the Marnie, grab ourselves a Zacian, and then we can research. If they had a flipped heads, we would have been able to get an energy on there, but that's okay. We can research. We're looking for just some stuff. What can we do here? We've got an energy. We've got a Turbo Patch, which we can play after we Quick Ball away an energy. I think I'll grab another no, let's get Zamazenta. Zamazenta's actually really, really good here because it means that they're never going to be able to knock one of our Pokemon out. We should probably actually power the Zamazenta up now that I'm thinking about it. Let's retreat into the Zamazenta and then Intrepid Sword. We'll see what we get. We get not a lot, but that's okay. We can manually power up a Zamazenta against Colossal. It's fine. It's fine. We're not going to have any problems here at all. To be fair, if they play down like a Surfetched, we are doomed. We cannot knock that out. It's bad. Alright. No, we're gonna be fine. They're not grabbing a Zerfetch now, they're grabbing an Oranguru. They don't have the guts to go for a knockout on Zamazenta now, despite the fact that it would probably end the game, because I have no way of dealing with that at all. Rotom Phone, that's the phone version. Rotom Phone's very popular at the moment. It's a card that I've used in Colossal for a long time. Sorazul was playing Rotom Phone and everything. He's doing a big old meme by the sounds of it. He's allowed to. He's earned the right to do that. Gonna Quick Ball away a Fighting Energy. What are they gonna grab here? What have we got? Oh, the Dedenne. Okay, no worries. We could be looking at a Zacian using Intrepid Sword next turn, I think. I don't think there's that much that we realistically want to do. They're going to try and like stack energies on to this Colossal. We can just attach and then pass, right? Because as long as they don't use a Surfetched, this Zamazenta lives forever, and there's nothing it can do. Eruption Shot, yeah. So no damage, no worries. Ooh, top decking a Research is really big there. Let's put the Air Balloon on the Zamazenta. We can evolve. I think we switch into the Berserker here and then research, because this way if we find ourselves Metal Source, we can start attacking with Zamazenta right now. We wouldn't need to worry about this if we had just attached correctly in the first place, but we found one. That's okay. We can go back into our Zamazenta now and Assault Tackle and discard one of these Stone Energies. We'll only do like 120? 110. I just guessed that number. 110, now it's 130, plus 20 minus 40 is 110. That's the reason for that one. But every time they attach a stone energy, they're actually an attachment behind, because we get rid of it with Zamazenta, because Zamazenta is a really good card. A really good card. And if they don't attach, then we just get rid of another one. Right? We just keep getting rid of them. No worries. No worries at all. We can gust up things. We can gust up the Dodene, take the prizes on that. We can gust up a Rangaroo and take prizes on that. We could even get to a point... Oh, actually, we can't knock out the Dodene yet. We need one more Berserker. Sorry, I have the Berserker in my hand. They're attaching. Are they going to use their Eruption Shot to do damage to anything? Or are they just going to accelerate the energy again? Because if they just accelerate energy, it's not enough. It's not enough. Marnie's going to give us a fresh hand of 4 cards. Hopefully one of them's Professor's Research. It's not, but we've got the next best thing. We've got Meowth, Marnie, Gear. So we're looking pretty good. Okay, now they don't have anything, any space on their bench to get the Surfetched. So I just win, right? I just win from here. Because I'm going to get myself set up to a point where it doesn't matter what they have. We can just get another couple of Meowths. I can use the Gear. I can just Marnie. I'll just Marnie, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What are they going to do? We wouldn't have hit the research anyway. But that's okay. We can just Assault Tackle. Next turn, so we do 120 130, sorry, this time, because we've got the plus 20 from Berserker, minus 20 from the Stone Energy. Next turn, we're going to be dealing 130, 150, 170, 190. 190 damage. We've got 2 bosses in our hands. So we can knock out pretty much anything that we want, including this Colossal. Their best bet is to gust out the Zacian and knock that out. We're, like, sitting pretty here, guys. This is no problems at all. Zamazenta's a really good card at the moment if you can find a deck that it works in. There's the boss. Okay, so they're going to go for the boss. Are they going to take the Zacian? They are. Are they going to attach the energy? Do they have the energy to attach? Or are they just going to go for a 130 with Eruption Shot and give us an opportunity to go from there? Maybe. Here comes the Abalone. They're just going to pass. Alright, so they're trying to stall us out here. Now, we're top decked in energy. We can just attack. They've just conceded. Fair enough. I think that's pretty full-blown, that conclusion. A foregone conclusion. Not a full-blown one. I don't know what I even said. It just didn't come out of my mouth, but that's okay. This deck, it's actually pretty good. It's not great. Like, it's not the best deck that I've ever played, but it's got great attackers. And the best part of it is, if you pick it up now in its entirety, you can improve it with whatever cards you want until August next year. In fact, you might even be able to play it even further than that, right? Because when I'm thinking about it, Rotation Proof really means that it's August 2022 that you can play this deck till. So if you want to pick up Pokemon cards, play a deck for 2 years, this thing could be it. I don't know. It's definitely fun. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much to Sam for suggesting it. If you have any suggestions, leave them down below in the comments. Whilst you're there, leave a like. I did threaten you with it at the start of the video. Really appreciate it if you could do that. More people will get to see the videos that way. We're super close to 6,000 subscribers as well. If you aren't already subscribed, and you might think that you're subscribed, but you're almost definitely not, because 65 or something % of people who watch the videos aren't subscribed. It might just pop up on the feed, or I don't know, maybe just watch me as a secret and you're not going to tell anyone, and that's okay. You're not allowed. You don't have to tell anyone. It's fine. But just subscribe, you know. Just make another account and subscribe. And then I'll feel good because I'll get to 6,000 subscribers and you'll feel good because you can still watch me in secret. Anyway, this is a weird outro. Goodbye, everyone.